Welcome back to some new PettyRevenge stories, where people share small victories over those who wronged them. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now, let's start with the first story, shall we? It's called Ruining the Day. Earlier today, someone knocked on my door, claiming to be from a company that audits natural gas suppliers. She asked to see my gas bill, to check if the current rate approved by the state was correct, and to sign me up for a 5% rebate. She almost had me, because she had a very official looking ID. When I saw that the online form she wanted me to sign said it was a contract, I asked her to send it in the mail. She agreed and left. I immediately googled the company, and the first thing that came up was a Better Business Bureau report that this is a scam, and the company is locking people into much higher energy rates. So I left my house to find the scammer. She was at a neighbor's house down the street. The wife was just about to sign the contract when I called across the yard. "Don't sign that. I'm your neighbor and this is a scam." The husband came to the door and kicked the lady off of his property. I followed this woman and another one who was at the house next door and called the police. I was about 30 feet behind. While I was giving a detailed description of the two women, they were on the phone with someone. A minute later, a white van came driving up, and the driver yelled at the women, "Hurry up and get in. You walk too slow." The women ran and hopped in the van. The van then drove off backward down the street, so I couldn't get the license number. The whole time I was relaying all of this to the police dispatcher, who sent a car to the neighborhood. The next story is called Calls from Jail. About twice a year for the past 7 years, I get a phone call from my grandson in jail. I don't have kids, so I've started extending the conversation to waste the scammer's time and save the next person some grief. With one call, I asked him why he was breaking my heart, because he promised me when I was sick in the hospital that he was going to come back to Jesus and stop hanging out with those bad people. Jesus wanted him to not go to jail. Jesus could help him. He promised he'd go to church and be good for Jesus if I sent him $4,000. I told him I'd give Jesus the money and Jesus would get it to him then. With another call, I asked him why he ruined Christmas dinner by bringing that gold digger who left his brother right before the wedding. He was never welcome in my house again. I never wanted to see either of them. He admitted he made a mistake. She was all wrong for him, and it was her fault he was in jail. Another call, I asked him if he told the police about what happened at the cabin. I explained that sometimes bad things happen, but it was in the past. We have to move on. And we didn't even know what his uncle did. And he couldn't help himself if something did happen. The last call, he asked for money, and I reminded him he had stolen my car and my jewelry. I didn't have anything left other than my Beanie Baby collection, which was going to be worth a fortune next year. I just needed to figure out how to get them on eBay. The third story is called Air Pressure. I used to live in an apartment complex. This guy would park his luxury SUV in handicapped parking while using his old grandmother's handicap tag. One day he talked to me, asking about my car, and bragged that, because of hyper, people couldn't ask if he was actually handicapped. I just nodded along. I reported it to the property management. They said there wasn't much they could do. As the weeks went by, I grew more annoyed and discovered what a douche he really was. He would show up to the pool with the loudest speaker known to man, bragging about hitting 120 miles per hour in his car and working at his dad's law firm. That's when I hatched a plan for some revenge. For the next few months, in the dark of night, I would let out a small amount of air in a random tire. Each time it was a different tire at random intervals. I did this for about 3 months. Eventually I ran into him again, and he told me he had to spend $2,000 replacing all his tire pressure sensors because something was wrong with the system. He said the service techs kept telling him nothing was wrong, but he thought the dealer was incompetent. I had to hold back my laughter. After that I left him and his car alone, but I couldn't help grinning every time I saw it parked there. The last story is called Fired Food Thieves. I work for a tech company and we have lots of cameras in our building. We have a lunchroom, which also has cameras. Not hidden, they are literally clearly there. After a particularly long and busy day, one where I didn't have time to eat lunch, I finally had a few minutes to sit down and eat. I go to the communal fridge and my food is gone. So I'm starving and exhausted. No food. I'm mad. What the thief didn't bank on was that the one meal they shouldn't have stolen was mine. A senior manager who had access to more cameras at my fingertips than people know about. Same thing happened a few months later. Both fired within a few days. Don't steal food from work. You never know who you could be stealing from. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.